All right. Hey, everyone. This is Ori here. I'm here tonight with Alan on the audio.
What's up?
And we thought it'd be cool to heed questions from you guys and try that out with you guys. So ask us anything about growth, healing, spirituality, the future, the next world, social engineering, and stuff you're moved about, stuff you feel moved about. And we're here, and let's explore.
Why do you pick those topics as the people are going to start viewing and asking questions will take a little bit? So why those topics?
I guess I feel close to them. I feel like I have a relationship with them and experience pondering them. That's why. Yeah, any other topics come to mind, Alan?
Yeah, those were all exceptional. Yeah.
All right.
The flowering of consciousness.
I wonder if we're going to see a Big Red or Angela or Marcos.
Uh-huh. Just let our viewers know that we are fielding questions in the comments.
That's right.
All right, we're gaining our viewership right now, so ask away.
My goal, Alan, would be to find a flow state with our viewers where we can start to really shine and serve up something nutritious.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Something
nutritious for what?
For the soul. For the being behind the eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. And what would that nutrition do for the person?
Re-energize. Bring them back up. Light their candle. Provide catharsis. A sense of richness or sweetness or healing or release or energizing. Something real, something that people are looking for, whether they know it or not. So calling in those people, calling in the people who could use what we can provide here tonight.
Yes.
How many viewers we got?
We have people jumping in and out right now, back to one right now.
All right.
Let us know your thoughts. If you have any questions for Ori, let us know. I'll start you off with a question.
Yeah, what's up? Please.
What are the
What are the? I don't believe that's a valid English sentence question. What
What are the things that need to be done in order to flower consciousness to the new world?
It starts with the individual. People need to love themselves. For real. Enough to be alone and not suffer. People need to get in touch with themselves, with their true desires, with their emotional pain, with their soulful calling. It starts with the individual. An integrated individual radiates and attracts harmony and good stuff. So everyone is a player. Everyone matters. Every collection of cells in history has dirt to make a flower with. And so tonight, I would love to address individuals' processes, their life process, their evolutionary process, their process of meaning, their process of suffering, their process of transformation, process of inquiry. I would love to sit with it for people. How many viewers we got?
Bounced up to 2 and back to 1.
All right. Doubling up. As Ron Vargas would say, we're on track, we're going to be rich, baby. Shout out Ron Vargas. Calling in Ron Vargas if he happens to show up.
For teaching us so much about life and all the technical skills we needed to do this.
The original Vargas. The original tech man. The original simulation duo man. And stuff. We love you.
We do. Yeah, you got me to...
Well, I can ask you a question, Alan.
Yeah, I was just going to say you also got me to go deeper into myself and my shadow, which has been really interesting recently. I forgot that all of that stuff even existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it starts coming up in different ways from the deepest parts. Gotta take care of it. Tend those parts of the garden. Yeah, what is your question?
How the heck are we going to be captivating talking about this stuff?
Well, this is our practice. This is our training grounds for becoming more and more captivating at doing these processes. How do you want to be captivating at doing this?
I want to find a flow state. I want to become comfortable with the people.
That's right.
I want to... Yeah.
I do too. That's always ideal. Flow state.
I don't think there's anything else as meaningful in this life for me as, I guess you could say, teaching people. Yeah. It energizes me. You told me the same.
Yep. Want our gifts to register.
But for now, we're just a couple of lonely schmoes in this moment.
Yeah.
It's like, might as well start raining in this living room.
Yeah. Let me see if I can add that graphic quick, that animation.
No way.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
Well, it's probably a setting, but
All right. We should have that set up in the future
yeah.
for moments like these.
Yeah.
We're facing a rain hour, a rain moment, rain period.
And one of the dunking animations just takes our guests and dunks on my head or your head.
Pretty much.
Or maybe a flower blossoming animation. That happens on the show.
This is true.
I have a feeling that the one person watching could be a member of fam.
Really?
I don't know. It's just a feeling that I had.
Okay, I thought you're gonna be like, Ori, first comment, are you high AF?
Yeah.
A family member like Boris or your mother?
Watching Ori. The evening of questions.
Boris and Bella, Alan's parents.
Yeah, fam, mom and uncle.
Excuse me.
Love them.
I've met them both, had the pleasure. I've gone to Safeway with Boris. I've connected with him in my home, Alan's uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I have, connected with Alan's mother, Bella, on Skype, and here in San Jose at Boris's apartments when she visited this past month.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could say I'm pretty much besties with Alan's fam. I'm in there. And Alan has chopped it up with my family as well.
It's been fun.
And things are good.
We're in the webs.
Literally. In this moment, we're in the web. The most dynamic thing here is this stupid light.
Hey.
I'm just saying, man. No one cares about us, Alan.
Hey, what's up, another viewer? If you have any questions for Ori,
If you have any questions for Ori,
let us know.
we are here. We come in peace. We're sober.
We're never not.
I know.
Sober. Just so funny. Questions.
Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Questions. Give us the 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 questions. Give it the questions. Give it the questions. Give it the questions. Ah.
Let's see.
I have never been so hungry for a question in my life.
Let's see how this one sounds. No, that was not.
Oh, okay. I'm with it.
Let's see about this one. Let us know your questions.
Let us know your questions.
Yeah, you let us know. Or we're gonna get in flow. Spirituality, let's go.
Let us know your questions.
Let us know
Yo.
questions.
Feeling kind of nervous. I know y'all heard this. We probably got one viewer getting cooked like a skewer. Or Corey Brewer. That's a ball player if you knew her or him. Getting stim from the music in my brain. Look, I'm insane. Look, I done came through to our living room where me and Alan are making music.
Yeah, that's right. We don't even fight.
Don't even fight.
Just flow. Flow like water, yo. Right up in my glass. Yeah, you know we fast. Boy just came off a 127-hour fast. Yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah, you had that right. Alan drinking his Sprite. Alright. We gonna take your questions all night. I'm all white. But I like all varieties of humans. As we bump into the music. As we flowing like some fluid. Jewish. Is what my family is. Look, I done came through chilling with my boy. And we get it sweet like it's Chips Ahoy. Play like a toy. That's what it is, boy.
Boy.
I just felt a chill in my neck. Is someone watching the video?
Yeah.
First letter of my name is O. Shit, I'm in the zone. I'm about to go and throw some lyrics on this fucking video. Alan chilling with the bro. What's good, man? My foe.
Yeah. You know it's all good, my foe. Yeah. You know we feeling it, yo. Yeah. You know I'm behind the TriCaster. Yeah. We're about to skip to the next track.
Hey, that's a dope one. That's a dope one, Alan.
Okay. Yeah.
can't believe we're doing this, bro. It was meant to happen, apparently. Look. Thought we was gonna take some questions, but we didn't so far. This is really hard. Hey, and I'm a little shy.
Let us know your questions. Hey, another viewer, what's up? We're taking questions for Ori if you'd like to ask a question.
Hello, another viewer. I'm an open book for life itself, for anything meaningful to anyone who is conscious and breathing. This is my method to try to be like Sadhguru. This is my first step. I feel you guys. I feel the viewers. I feel eyeballs. It might be one. It might have been one. But I feel it. It feels like pressure. And I want to meet it. I want to interact. Uh-oh. Alan just stood up. You getting on this?
Well, yeah, there's the camera is a little off, but yeah, we're 25 in right now.
25 minutes?
Yeah.
Damn, that was fast.
I know. What should we do? We can also do another one of these maybe at not 10 p.m.
Is this Logan Paul? Is that what you think this is? Logan and Jake Paul? I'm appalled, Alan.
We can, yeah. We can also try again at different hours.
Okay.
Yeah, let's. How much longer do you want to try and see if we can get any questions?
5 minutes?
All right. See if we have another same. Cool.
Yeah.
It's really important to do a first principled understanding of how to flower consciousness. So if the first principle is, you said, know thyself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's accept thyself.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's be the creator.
Yes.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
What was that experience like for you when you knew you first learned about yourself, accepted yourself, and then became the creator?
Epic. It was epic.
How did you do it? Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, let us know. Or he's fielding questions.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in. How did you know that you had found yourself when you were studying? To find yourself, to know yourself.
It's like a reoccurrence every day. You know?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, it is definitely a moment-to-moment learning simulation, as you like to put it.
Yeah. It's kind of a meditation.
An 82-year meditation. That's a really good question, though. Is you enter into the learning simulation, you have to remember who you are and why you came.
Yes, totally. Totally, bro. I like this stuff.
Good, it's great practice. It's just maybe we try it not 10 p.m. Pacific time next time.
Yeah.
Maybe we try it during the day. Maybe people tune in more.
True.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Ori's fielding questions right now about all things growth, evolution, healing, spirituality. If you have any questions, please ask away. He would love to answer them for you. We have more people watching now, so trying to get them to ask.
All right.
Looking forward to your questions. We are looking forward to your questions. Yeah.
Anything. Lay it on me. People.
How did you do the process of accepting?
Every moment, bro. Every moment, I'm just like, oh, what if I, like, this is happening? And then I just, like, totally ride that wave. And go like, okay, what's next that's scary? And, like,
Yeah. So you're surfing the waves of the learning simulation.
yeah.
You feel that it's happening for you and for us all.
I feel like it can. I feel like it's available to be unconditionally loving if we, like, take it, if we, like, just decide to be totally intentional.
Yeah. And then how do you become the creator?
How do you become the creator of everything?
After you know yourself and accept yourself, how do you be the creator?
It's kind of a long story.
Ooh. Well, we could do another couple minutes to see if someone else asks a question. Let us know if you have any questions, guys.
I'm actually getting into like this experience of like just being watched by strangers without even questions.
That's what's happening all the time.
I feel like I'm in a shower. Like I feel like I'm being showered by public energy.
Okay, thanks for the comment, Price and Pride. He says he's totally aspy tonight.
This is true. This is true. If you tuned in like 15 minutes ago, we were rapping.
Yeah.
That was a little less aspy.
Yeah, thanks, Price and Pride. Yeah, 15 minutes ago we were rapping, and then if you really wanted to get into something that was a little more aspy, check out the interview that Ori did with Alex K. Chen earlier today.
Alex K. Chen is an Asian man who has the most answers on Quora, the question and answer site.
Most questions, yeah.
He's really smart.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We have more viewers. If you guys have any questions for Ori, he's fielding questions around growth, spirituality, evolution, healing. Ask away. He is yours.
I'm yours.
Or you'd be so good if for it's like a sales commercial. And you can get this. Look at that. Look at that span. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Ask away. Ask away.
How many viewers we got? 4?
4.
All right.
That's a good call.
This is a party.
That's a party.
I can totally feel it. Like I feel, you guys' presence, but I just feel like I'm in like an ice tank being like monitored.
6 people watching, guys. Thanks.
6 people.
Thanks for tuning in.
This is extraordinary. That's got to be the record for tonight.
Let us know it is. Let us know your questions. Ori is fielding questions around spirituality, growth, healing, evolution, consciousness. Let us know your questions. Thanks for tuning in.
Alan, we're so ready for investment.
Just today, Jeff Clavier was on the show and was just like, some things are just not for venture, which is a very interesting point. Donations, patrons, philanthropy, all different styles of funding methods. We are ready for your micro investments as viewers and the big dog investments.
This is fun. Yo, if you look at my hands.
Let me zoom on it. Hold on. All right, I'm zooming on it. Go ahead, hold it up.
You can see that it's like
towards the camera that faces you. Yeah, that one.
You can see that it kind of changes quickly, but you can see that it's like...
Hold it in position so that I can zoom on it. There you go. Okay, what are you trying to show them?
That kind of like blood-infused mixture of like red and white.
Yes, we can see it, yeah.
It kind of goes away, but it's... But anyway, that happens when I'm like open to all the energies in the space, even if they're psychic and non-local.
It's always interesting when people choose to watch and not submit questions. Like, you're watching it's also important.
Just bless us, please.
It's also important to write AMA, an evening for questions. AMA. Ask me anything.
I guess I have to build a rep.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that too, and it helped. People were definitely not watching my AMAs when I started, and even now people really still don't really watch my AMAs that much, but we had a pretty decent one on the nature of reality recently. Connor Crafts, Hello, thank you for your comment, Connor. Acidity and alkalinity, cognition. What is a factor that agitates you or makes it difficult to be on level with others?
That sounds like two questions.
Yeah, let's start with that first one. Acidity and alkalinity, comma, cognition, question mark.
Yeah. Sounds like an interesting piece of the health and performance puzzle. I know Wim Hof, like the Iceman, has like his whole breathing and cold shower and mind control methods that play with that kind of blood chemistry and practice getting you really alkaline and stuff. And then I like the second part of the question because it feels more relevant to my life currently.
Yep.
Which was...
what is a factor that agitates you or makes it difficult to be on level with others?
For me, it's like this sense of like reluctance to connect. You know, like just getting the chance to connect with people because I feel like a readiness to connect, but everybody's in their worlds, in their busy worlds, and I feel a little bit free from a lot of I feel kind of free from a lot of what people are occupied by.
Yep.
Mentally these days. And so sometimes it's hard to connect with people, even though I feel so much space to offer. I feel like there's so much presence here to bring. So that's my personal answer to your question. I don't know how common it is.
In other words, Ori is ready for students, and he sees other people that are consumed with other things that could potentially use what he has to offer as a gift, and he's ready for his students. What about it making it difficult to be on level with others? What's a factor that makes it difficult to be on level with others?
Yeah. People are wounded. Everybody has their kind of eggshells, right? Like a lot of people these days are kind of walking around on eggshells where we can be easily like triggered emotionally by things. And so it's hard to be like if you really like integrated within yourself, then it can be hard to be on level with people who aren't. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, and also then go above you. So like what do like Sadhguru or Bentinho and your other role models, what do they have that makes it hard for you to be on level with them?
They have a following. They have a place in the world. They have a structure around them. And so that makes it harder to be on level with them in one sense. Like, for example, Bentinho Massaro, the second guy Alan just mentioned, is finally coming to Las Vegas, which is driving distance from us. It's like a 9-hour drive. He's coming to Las Vegas for like a little retreat, but it's $6,000 a person. So that makes it difficult for me to be on level with Bentinho. But my sense is that people like him and Sadhguru are very levelly, in the sense that if I did get a hold of them, if I did get to be with them, that they would be levelly and have that makeup.
I wonder how long ago was that, like Bentinho was kind of like in your place of wanting to put together the infrastructure around him, and what he did to do that, and how you can do it as well.
Yeah, it sounds like 10 years ago or something, he had some big awakenings in India. And then he came to US and was like really just captivating, and like everybody just wanted to sit around him and listen, and that his like vibration was really high and it was like palpable. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big key, is that can you be that captivating that that people want to be around you.
Yeah.
And be palpable enough with the way you're communicating it, like Alex was talking about today.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you have any other questions for Ori? We would love to hear from you. Let us know what questions you have. Thanks for the last couple comments, and Connor, thanks for that last question again.
I love questions.
Yeah.
These are my question receiving hands.
That's interesting that Bentinho had spiritual awakenings in India. Do you know anything else about that 10 years ago, and what that was like, and what he talks about regarding it?
I know that they were very enlightenment oriented, and then like enlightenment, and he would talk about like the space that's always here, and like give pointers toward it and things.
Yeah.
And then so he came to the US, and then kind of focused on that. But then after a couple years, his focus became empowerment oriented. So he kind of has these two sides to spiritual teaching, like enlightenment, empowerment.
Enlightenment and empowerment.
So then in Colorado, he spent a chunk of years with more of an empowerment focus, like law of attraction he would talk about, and like manifesting your dream life, and like creating your dream life, and like personal development, like that sort of stuff. And then after that, he ended up in Sedona, Arizona, back on the enlightenment side, and he opened a self-realization school where they'd have meetings once a week and talk about self-realization, which is like enlightenment, I think. And and ever since, he's been more on the enlightenment side again. But he's just a great, incredible teacher. Definitely one of my favorite and most influential here on planet Earth. And I love how high his vibration is, if you will.
Yeah, let's find our way to get into that networking event too. We have a question from Price and Pride. Any anecdotes on whether being ultra spiritual leads to a life of solitude / disconnection? Thanks for the question.
That's a great question. I guess it's up to you. You know? Like, I have had some awakenings where it feels like I could go to the middle of nowhere and my psychology could survive. Like, it feels like I have that in me to but then, like, I feel so called. I mean, you could say it's because of my karma. You could say it's because of my family relationships, my karma and stuff. But for whatever reason, I totally still feel called to do some work here in the world, super in the world, the most in the world. Like, I want to bring like the most enlightened consciousness right into the heart of like leadership and like influencers and like systems and hierarchies. So I would say that it's up to you. And like for me personally, I'm in a phase where it's very worldly, and ultimately I could see myself wanting most to kind of like have a house with no one in it, and like maybe even like once a week, just like go down and be with some community for health reasons and stuff. So great question, thanks. And I've thought of that as well.
One of the good things about that style of being alone for periods of time is that it enables you to deeply reflect on your purpose in the world if you're not saturating that time with like consuming content.
Well, you could do that even if you live in the quote-unquote matrix. You know, after the workday or whatever, in the evening you can lie on your bed, whip out your journal or phone, and start writing about what happened that day that meant something to you, however small or big, and just processing each day and transforming and becoming a new person each day, a more crystallized expression of yourself, a more integrated soul. And so maybe not that's what I did. So maybe for some people it's best to kind of get away on a meditation retreat or to be secluded, to be in nature. But maybe for others, all you really need is a closed door to your room to kind of be in your own aura for a while and to get in touch, you know, to journal or to be with your thoughts or however you like to do it.
Yeah. Almost certainly by doing that, you know yourself better.
Yes.
And we usually enter into friend networks when we're in our school days growing up, and then towards our end of our 20s, we kind of like, and even mid-20s, we kind of branch maybe a little bit more towards our specific interests, and you can kind of feel people falling off of your friend group and a couple people falling into your friend group that are new. And but the more that you become more deeply connected to yourself and your divine purpose, usually the more you don't need to go to bars and you don't need to go to clubs and
Yeah, the raddest thing to try is to like meditate in a bar or club with your eyes open. Yeah, I think that's big for people who have already kind of spent some time meditating and stuff on their own. I think the next frontier for creating the next world would be to become meditative in social situations.
I'm so happy that you said that and we got into that point right now, because that's what you have taught me to double and triple down on. Even though before it was more, people still today call it like people watching, but there's still a level deeper than people watching.
I feel a big presence here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, me too. But right when you got into that point, I felt the presence. It is the next level. When you've done a lot of meditation, the next level is to bring your meditative self to the world and to especially the most matrixy parts of the world, and see what, as Ori says, how it feels like holding space in those settings.
Yeah. Yes. And then when you're meditative and that's your disposition, there's no other exciting thing to do but be a mirror and a balancing agent for social situations. And so that can look vibrant and dynamic, and then that can look meditative, but it's just this intuitive navigation of balancing the energy of the room or the equation.
What does that mean, though, for when you are in that like bar and you're trying to hold space there? What does being a mirror and balancing agent mean? Like, you mean like when? Give us an example of like when something goes down and how you're a mirror or a balancing agent. Let us know if you guys have any questions for Ori. Love to hear from you.
Yeah, an example. So someone gets loud and then you answer quietly, or the room feels dead and then you kind of like inject some vibrancy into it skillfully. So it's an intuitive, it's a sensing thing. It's like precognitive. It's not thought out necessarily.
So that's an interesting example. So if the room's quiet, you inject vibrancy. If the room is vibrant, you inject silence.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing is, like, who's the one being intuitive, and how integrated is he? You know, like how much of his pain has he felt and loved?
Yeah. You keep coming back to that point about feeling and loving your own pain. So each of us have that, and it needs to be loved. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this presence that I'm feeling. Like, I don't know who or what it is, but I feel like we're in cool company now. Like, I feel like what we're doing matters.
It picked up in the last 25 minutes, which is great.
Also feeling some heart opening. It's good stuff.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let us know what questions you have for Ori.
Please do.
This is also interesting because bringing the meditative self out into the world becomes its own learning, part of your learning simulation, and there's like just a constant iteration process on becoming better and better at it. Like, I want to share the story because you really inspired me to do it, but just seeing the way that Ori participates at events versus the way that I do, I'm the guy running around events trying to network with people, find who the right people are to network with, get connected to them, do collaborations, cross-pollinate networks, help each other creatively execute. And then, Ori is at these events doing that rarely, and then most of the time just holding space for the place. So he's mostly, standing or sitting and in silence, usually with his eyes open, and engaging with the energy of the space. And so he started inspiring me to do exactly that. And so then I found myself doing that, and very fascinating things started happening. And maybe we'll get to the story, but Ross Grover, hey Ross, thanks for commenting. We really appreciate you being a frequent viewer and commenter of the show, Ross.
Hello.
Yeah, good to see you in there. Ross's question. What are your thoughts on a matrix mind grappling the idea of spiritual enlightenment? It can be difficult explaining the uniqueness of one's own path without the pathfinder copying and pasting you.
Got the pathfinder copying and pasting you.
As in, like, the Matrix is the one that's doing the copying and pasting for people's paths, like putting them in the machinery. And then the idea of trying to spiritually enlighten is...
Can you reread that?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on a Matrix mind grappling the idea of spiritual enlightenment? It can be difficult explaining the uniqueness of one's own path without the pathfinder copying and pasting you.
Can you read it one more time?
Yeah. What are your thoughts on a Matrix mind grappling the idea of spiritual enlightenment? It can be difficult explaining the uniqueness of one's own path without the pathfinder copying and pasting you.
I think I understand what's being asked. And if so, my thoughts are that I can relate. I can totally relate. We're co-creating each other. And so you can be the most enlightened soul, but walk into a room with certain minds, and you're going to be co-created in a certain way. And so that can be disheartening at times. But it can also be an epic navigation to integrate the minds of the quote-unquote Matrix and kind of unlock their unique hearts and approvals, and just becoming that much more purified and connected. And so that can be an interesting journey to try to kind of land in the hearts of all people, in the hearts of the Matrix, and change it from inside out.
Yep.
To be in the world, but not of it, as they say. Not of this world, but not in it, like certain people. Thank you for your question, Ross.
Yeah, he says, I love that idea. And once you say spiritual, they sometimes copy your insight. Some are so copy and paste that it's hard to look inside.
Yes, absolutely. And so you got to be the real deal and just exemplify it. And the ones who are meant to recognize it will. And that's fulfilling.
Like on a bell curve of people that are at Ori's students, it would be people that are already like have a taste of spiritual enlightenment.
Even more so than putting it that way, I love earnestness and qualities like readiness and even fed upness and love and well intentions and realness and rawness and honesty, self-inquiry. So these are qualities I love even more than like quote unquote awake people whose pupils are big and like may have transcended themselves in a certain way. But I love like some of those qualities I listed. You know, sometimes you'll find just quote-unquote normal people in the real world, but they give you a good feeling, you know, that just feels like a good guy. And so there's different versions of spiritual people.
Yeah, that's great, Ori. Earnestness, readiness, fed upness, those are great qualities to look for in students' devotion.
Yeah. I would rather have a quote-unquote date with a devoted person than anyone else. Like, no matter how famous or whatever.
What are they devoted to?
Themselves, their process, life's process, the highest beauty, humans, hearts, God, if you will, divinity, truth.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for those questions, Ross. Keep it up, everyone. Ori's catching some fire. Keep it up, guys. Another comment from Ross. I wish we could have city collective spiritual sit-downs to heal from a world we created too fast. If everyone knew we could heal before our tech is too contaminated.
City collective sit-downs. Calling it in. City collective sit-downs.
City collective spiritual sit-downs before our tech is too contaminated.
What would inspire a movement? What would pull people toward this? What captivates in truth?
Price and Pride says drugs. And Ross Grover says, it's tricky, no drugs. It's so interesting that those two comments are literally the right-hand path, left-hand path debate.
Yeah.
Right-hand path being no drugs, and left-hand path being drugs. Do whatever you need to recommune with God and the infinite. Ross says people's minds aren't strong enough.
Yes.
Ross says minds are too fragile.
Sounds like Ross is really...
Do you want to try and hold some space for Ross?
Well, I'm just sharing that if you're still here, Ross, my sense is that you may be, as I have been, really impacted by the landscape you find yourself in. And, you know, you mentioned the Matrix and people's minds and the strength of them. And I don't know. I wonder what emotion is there in your nervous system around it. I wonder if there's resentment. I wonder if there's frustration. I wonder if there is hurt. I wonder if there's grief. I wonder if there's rage. And whatever it is, I wonder if it can be felt and breathed through and connected with.
Yeah, that was great. Ross, let us know if any of those things resonate with you, if there's any resentment or hurt or rage about the world, and if this can be felt by you and be breathed through and connected with. He says, rolling on floor laughing, human history is filled with all of those emotions.
Oh yeah, collective energies. Yeah, totally.
Ori yesterday told me that I'm trudging through a wasteland. Ross says no rage.
Okay. Unless it's swallowed. Yeah, I had a great pivotal therapist a few years ago who told me that I was swallowing my anger. And I was a college basketball player at the time, and I kind of had this coming out party with my anger where I confronted my coach in front of the whole team. And it was pretty epic, and it felt really good afterward, and it resolved in a beautiful way in front of everyone. But I'm not saying that's the case for everyone. I was kind of like this I was just like really nice and stuff, and so I was swallowing my anger. I was scared to get angry. I was scared of what I could be like when I was angry. But anger is such an intense energy that it can clog us up if it doesn't move. It's one of the emotions, and it makes us whole to have a relationship with it.
Ross says it's like toddlers on a playground at recess.
Mm-hmm.
Price and Pride says don't eat your feelings, Ori.
Thank you. Yeah, I try not to. I love the opposite of eating my feelings. Because it's healthy and it leaves a green footprint. You know, everyone that we think is an a-hole, usually they're in some sort of pain. And so when we feel our emotions, when we process our emotions, it doesn't have to be with people, or it can be, then in my opinion, our footprint becomes greener, because the way we can show up in the world is a little more spacious, loving, patient, sharp, etc. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I'm just swimming in these public energies, there's people online, and it's kind of cool. I can feel it. I feel like I'm taking like a mud shower. If you look at my hands, you'll see that they're infused with blood. Because I'm sensing it all.
Well, let us know if you guys have any more questions. I want to get back to editing that video. Ross says, I can't hold feelings, they warp my quiet mind.
Can't hold feelings, they warp my quiet mind.
Huh.
Everyone has a unique disposition and healthy balance. Ultimately, if you want to embody enlightenment and become a meditative vessel, then we want to process all our emotions. But maybe this is your current homeostasis. Sometimes we do a certain amount of emotional work, and then the next step is we have these emotions that are actually tied to relationships. And so they can't move in a effective way without addressing a relationship. And then maybe there's a timing for that in your life about when it should happen. So, food for thought.
Ross says, awesome sit down, guys, by the way. Thanks, Ross.
Great.
Really
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank you. I like that last point on emotions being tied to relationships. It's a very interesting one, too. It's a very complex web that we're immersed in. And to know how to navigate it, it's very, very important.
Yeah.
You want to... Tinkle time night, guys. Thanks to the blue light spiritual toning.
Is that Ross?
That was Price and Pride. Ross says yes. Thanks, guys. Yeah, good night. Thanks so much. We really appreciate you tuning in. You want to wrap on that high note?
We can, but just noticing that it sounds like after like an hour, we start to catch a flow and some dialogue going.
At least some, yeah.
So maybe in the future we can plan for that.
Yeah, because after 25 we didn't have too much. After 50 we had a decent amount, and now it's dropped back down. So the more engaging we are, also the more, we'll people.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Alan. This was fun, and thank you to the people who participated. This is an acorn. This is a small taste of what's coming, hopefully. So, thank you for being a part of it.
Yes, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below on the points that Ori was sharing and that you guys were asking. Ross also says, love you guys. Please keep these up. It's so nice of you. Thank you, Ross. We love you too. Thank you so much. Ross, where are you coming from? Where are you located? We're in Silicon Valley, in the San Francisco Bay Area, in California, USA. Our boy Ross is from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. The oddest city in the world. I love it. Thanks for tuning in, Ross. Thanks for letting us know where you're coming from. All right, guys. Thanks so much again. And if you find these to be important, just find our contribution buttons below. You can join us for even just little amounts. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, fellers.
Does that include women? Sisters, too?
Sisters, too.
Yeah.